What's going on YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Batman Superman World's Finest, issue number 47. This one is written by Mark Waid with artwork by Adrian Gutierrez, and this is what, like part 3 or something of this little storyline called The Merger. The Joker and Lex Luthor fused to become the Merger. Batman Superman Form 1 being known as Fusion, and by the end of it, their kind of fused persona becomes its own sort of entity by the end of it. Maybe it'll come back in the present day at some point, but I don't know. I thought the fusion of Batman and Superman just looked generally cool, and plus Lex Luthor and Joker kind of mixed together. It's kind of neat to see the heroes and villains, like their most iconic rivals, kind of fused into one. I'm a big Dragon Ball fan, so I've always been kind of fond of the fusion concept with different characters, and they execute. The first time I saw this, all the way back at the very beginning of World's Finest when they fought the Devil Nezha, I thought that was kind of the coolest thing, and just really helped make this book stand out and be really awesome. Now we're like 50 issues into this thing almost, and well, if you count the annuals now, I think it's pretty much like 50 issues. Just the idea of it's kind of neat. But end of the last issue, their secret identities got revealed to the world as a result of the merger character revealing everything. So now all their like heroes and that their friends and allies are kind of compromised, so they have to kind of try and stop them. They work with the Justice League. There's a moment with Lois kind of like talking to this fused form about like, oh, you didn't tell me this whole thing. And there's a little bit of like emotional payoffs right there. Of course, by the end of it, you know it's not going to stick with everyone knowing their secret identities. And basically with Joker and Lex kind of battling for control over who's in charge, Joker's kind of making everyone dumber, so that's how they kind of forget everything. And inevitably, like the combination of these two and this device that kind of helps them gain more knowledge, it doesn't save their skin entirely, as the Justice League comes in to kind of help them take them down, and Batman and Superman kind of split off, and the fusion version of them becomes its own sort of entity of sorts. Like it just is kind of kept to the side. And then also there's a little bit of Batman, I guess, like characteristics left in Superman, and a little bit of Superman's characteristics kind of left in Batman. Just kind of some small minute details, just to kind of help prop the other one up, I guess. But the fusion is kind of being its own little thing secured off to the side, I think is kind of interesting. And I think Mark Waid is most definitely going to kind of incorporate that either back into like a later date in World's Finest or in the present day Justice League Unlimited stuff. He has this tendency to kind of do that by, okay, I got a story told in the past, now let me bring that back into the present day sort of stuff. So, but for a 3-part issue, I thought this was fun. I like the fusion concept. Big Dragon Ball fan, and I thought they executed this pretty decently. Now, the big cliffhanger reveal, I knew that was going to get kind of wiped away rather quickly, but I was kind of curious how they were going to do that. But they just used the same device that made everyone figure out who these characters were to just kind of dumb everyone kind of down and just kind of forget the whole thing. But it's a little bit of fun chaos stuff for the Joker, and I'm sure Lex and then are going to lose their memories of the situation, or things are going to be brain scrambled for a little bit, but they'll be back to their normal selves to make way for the present day continuity stuff. But all things considered, I thought it was a pretty decent issue from start to finish. Some good looking artwork. The fusion concept is fun, and it wrapped itself up in 3 issues of the story arc, but the fusion of Batman and Superman being kind of its own separate thing to be brought back into the fold like later on, that's the thing that intrigues me the most, because this is set in the past. Is that going to come in the present, or is that going to come in more World's Finest stuff? I guess we'll have to wait and see. But anyways, this is like from 2 weeks ago, this issue, so I'm playing a little bit of catch up on all these comic book related stuff. So if anyone has any thoughts on this, let me know in the comment section down below. Like this video, share it with friends, subscribe to the channel for more content, hit the bell for notifications, all that fun stuff, and I'll be back again with more stuff later on. So see you all soon. Peace out.